Tarkov wipes are extremely exciting and overwhelming for a lot of players. It's extremely overwhelming to try to remember all the things you have to pick up. You're going to be looking for quest items and keys and all kinds of stuff as you're running through, trying to pick up the right gear, all that kind of stuff. In this video, we'll be going over 10 of the most important things you'll be watching out for on day one of wipe. Most of these items are going to be your quest items so that you're not missing out on them and then getting gate kept by those quests later on. This video is designed to ensure that you're maximizing your stash space, maximizing your space in your inventory and raid, and making sure that you're getting out the items that you need to be getting out early on. Hi, I'm Salewa and welcome to the Salewa Gaming channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over the 10 items you're going to want to be making sure that you're keeping your eye out for on day one of wipe. That way, if you've forgotten any of them, you can just watch this video to brush up on it before the wipe comes and you won't miss out. You're going to want to make sure that you're grabbing these items as you're running around trying to survive, killing scavs, completing quests, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're looking for these items as you're going to need them later on for some quests. Before going any further, if you are reminded of anything in this video or if you found this video to be helpful at all, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would hit the like button down below. In addition, let me know down below what item you struggle to find the most at the beginning of the wipe, or if you think I've missed something that you think should be a major point to find early on a wipe, let me know that down below as well. With that, let's hop right in. I will have links to each of these items in the description in order to have a guide for farming each one of them for you. So make sure you check the description for the links to each one of these items if you're searching for them specifically. If I don't have a guide for that specific item, I'll be sure to put one of the container videos that I have made in the past that is the best container for looking for that item. The first item that you'll want to be keeping out for on your first day of wipe is going to be car batteries. These you won't need for a super early task, but you'll need 4 of them, and they're always very cumbersome and heavy, and they're going to make your raids a whole lot harder to get out of due to how heavy they are and how much they slow you down. But you're going to want to be making sure that you're keeping an eye out for these as much as possible. They take up 6 slots, so they're also going to take up quite a bit of room in your bag. Early on, you need them for your hideout, and you need them for a task. You need 4 of them for a task, and I'm not exactly sure how many you need for your hideout, but you do need quite a few. So keeping an eye out on these and getting all the ones that you can found in raid for the task is going to be the best case for you. And then any of the others, if you leave them in your secure container or anything like that and get them out, but they're not found in raid, those you can use for your hideout. Now, the best places to find these are going to be like duffel bags, the stashes, I find a lot of them. And then in addition to that, the technical supply crates, if they are some available on the map that you're going to, those are a great place to find these as well. In addition to this, there are some static spawns on interchange and a collection of different places on like customs and shoreline, specifically the dorms buildings. I usually can find one on my first few raids in the dorms buildings as long as I'm being very thorough when I'm going through there. The car batteries is going to be the first item you want to keep an eye out for as you're going through your early raids. The next 3 items are all going to go together. So we're going to be talking about the Emelya rye croutons, the large cans of beef stew, and the Iskra lunch boxes. Now, these 3 for me are usually very easy. A lot of people struggle with these for some reason, but I find these to be very easy to pick up. So the first thing that I do is when I'm doing my introduction task on woods, if I have the opportunity, I will go to the little medical outpost on woods, and in that medical outpost, I can usually find at least a couple of one of these or most of these, and that'll get me started towards finishing that task. You'll need a few of each of these. I think you need two of them and 3 of the other, but that'll get you going towards your acquaintance tasks. Now, if you're having trouble finding these, the best places to find them are in ration crates. You can find ration spawns all over on the different maps, but ration crates are the best ways that I've found to find them. My personal preference is going to reserve on my scavs or on like low kit PMC runs, checking under the Black Bishop building. In the very center, there's like a forklift near the helicopter that has 2 ration crates on it. And then in the actual bunker, well, by the bunker hermetic door, there's a ration crate that you can access through the gate. That's also a really good place to check for them. If I'm not mistaken, there's also a ration crate right out front of the bunker on like another little forklift. So checking all these ration areas is going to be a great way for you to find these 3 items, and you'll need all 3 of them for tasks. So make sure you're looking for these early on. You can find some of these in scav bags and stuff like that. but ration crates are going to be the best place to find them. The next two items I'll also be keeping together just because you're going to need them for a quest. I generally don't find them together at the same time. If you do, that's pretty lucky. But the next two items we're going to be talking about are the Taz 106 shotgun and the Module 3M body armor. Now, generally the way that I find these is I find these on dead scavs. After I've killed a scav, I'll see if they have a Taz, pick it up, or see if they have the 3M body armor and pick it up. The Taz you can find in weapon crates. I don't find them in there very often. I find them on dead scavs a whole lot more often. This is another big reason you want to be running your scav early wipe, because every time you run a scav, you're going to not only have an opportunity for that scav to have these, or to find a scav that has these, or to find these in crates or anything like that, but you're going to get another opportunity when your next scav loads. You can see whether he has either of these two options, either of these two items, and then if the scav does have these two items, you know you need to take that scav, run him directly to the extract on factory, and then get out. There are a few static spawns located around factory. You can check those for the armor. In addition, the armor does spawn in a lot of the stashes and in a lot of like the larger black crates or the larger green weapon crates as well. With the Taz, it only takes up about 3 slots in your inventory, so it's generally not too overburdening to pick this up and throw it in your bag without taking up a gun slot if you have like a better gun that you want to hold on to. The body armor, on the other hand, is a little bit more of an issue. Sometimes you don't have the bag space for this. What I do generally is if I have better armor on, I will just find the least valuable stuff, even if it's good stuff, and throw this armor into my bag, and I'll just take that sacrifice on ruble count in order to get this. On the other hand, if I'm running like a P.A.K.A. or something like this, generally I'll just drop the P.A.K.A. and take this instead. It's, you know, they're both armors aren't that great. It's not going to make a huge difference in a firefight between this and a P.A.K.A. So what I'll do is I'll take this instead, just because it's going to save me inventory space as well. If you played last wipe, this next one is going to be no surprise. Gas analyzers. You want to make sure that you're looking for them everywhere. Last wipe, BSG actually like completely removed them off of maps and out of different loot pools and things like that to try to slow down progression. So you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye out for these. Last wipe, the thing that they did is they actually removed them off the maps that they were normally on, like interchange and customs, and put them only on like shoreline. What I would do is just keep an eye out for any guides coming out in the future from any creators about any of these items in case they change the spawn rates on them. With gas analyzers in general, you will want to be checking for them in filing cabinets. Last wipe, they took them out, but they are back in them as of the end of this wipe right now. They are back in toolboxes. They've been spawning in toolboxes actually a little bit more consistently than filing cabinets right now. I've been finding them a lot more in toolboxes. In addition to that, they are on most of the tech spawns on interchange and on most of the tech spawns on reserve as well. I personally find a ton of these on reserve. If you're checking like the drop down room, if you're checking the king building, all of these tech spawns throughout these maps can spawn these gas analyzers and are definitely great options. Personally, I'm probably going to be farming filing cabinets and toolboxes just because I seem to find that if I hit a large quantity of containers, I'm generally more guaranteed to find them than getting lucky on a loose spawn. The next item on our list is going to be kind of the classic item that a lot of people struggle to find. I've personally only struggled to find these on my first wipe when I really didn't understand how the game worked and stuff like that, but that's going to be secure flash drives. You're going to need 5 of these across your entire time in terms of questing. So you're going to want to be making sure that you're looking for these as early as possible. You only need 2 of them early on, but you'll need 5 of them over the entire quest line. So to find these, I generally look for them in filing cabinets and in safes. However, filing cabinets got nerfed heavily. So they used to spawn tons of items in filing cabinets. They always had a bunch of stuff in them. Now you can still find the same things in filing cabinets. The problem is you find a whole lot less stuff in filing cabinets. So I personally would recommend looking for safes. Every time you get a safe key, hit it as often as possible to try to get these flash drives. In addition, there was a time where it seemed like I wasn't finding any flash drives in the front of computers. That has kind of ended. I can now seem to find consistently flash drives in front of computers. One of the computers that I find flash drives in, I would say like 50% of the time, is the computer in the Tarkov director's office. You just go upstairs, open the first room, and in that room, I find a flash drive in that first computer. I want to say like 50% of the time that I go in there, I find a flash drive in there. So keep a lookout for those. My preference, though, like I said, is to farm filing cabinets and safes. What I like to do is, as a PMC, I'll run my normal customs route. If I get safe keys, I'll hit the safes. But other than that, I'll hit filing cabinets as much as possible. Some of those filing cabinets will give me access to the safe keys. Most of those are in dorms, so if I can farm jackets as well, I'll get access to those safe keys. On the other hand, if I'm on scav, I'll run reserve. I'll hit filing cabinets as much as possible because on reserve, you have like 60 filing cabinets you can access. So generally on a scav on reserve, I can force out, just with sheer quantity of containers I'm looting, I can usually force out 1, potentially 2 flash drives per raid. In addition to the farming methods I left above, you can find them on scavs. I also run my scavs as often as possible for this exact reason, because sometimes I'm looking for that last one and I run a scav and there it is in my pockets. Normally I end up giving it to a friend because they're struggling a little bit more to find them, but a lot of times that'll be how I find my last flash drive as well. So make sure that you're running your scavs, checking your pockets, checking your bags there, and any scav that you kill, if it's in a safe position and you can get to it, you need to make sure you're checking their bags and their pockets at the very least for these flash drives. The next item that you're going to be looking for, the second to last item here on our list, is going to be morphine injectors. Now, there's a few different reasons for this. Now, mainly, obviously, they are for a quest called Painkiller very early on. You need 4 of them. You can find these on most of the medical spawns. In a lot of the medical crates, they spawn a lot. On reserve in the medical building, they spawn a lot. So there's a lot of good places to find these. But in addition to that, once you find your initial 4, you will need 4 for a quest later on, but I generally don't worry about that until later. But they sell for a decent amount. They sell for about 10k rubles each. So throwing these in your secure container, if you have like a bandage or an AI2 or something, kind of profiting each raid, is also a really good option. So if you find these morphines, not only do you want to be grabbing them for your quest, but for making money as well. The final item on our list today is actually going to be the first item that you'll need. That's going to be the Salewa First Aid Kits. You're going to want to make sure that you're looking for these on all the medical spawns again. We've got a video specifically on where to find meds on every single map. So you don't even have to go to the primary maps if you don't like raiding on those maps day one. We're going to have a guide for you on all of those different med spawns for you on the different maps. If you're looking for the Salewa farming on the specific maps that you'll be raiding on day one, I've got a farming guide for that as well. So make sure you take a look at that in order to find your Salewas. But in general, medical spawns, med bags, stashes, sometimes on dead scavs. Sometimes you'll find them on your scavs. So if you just spawn in with a scav, you'll have a Salewa already in your bag as well. All of those are really good options. You'll need 3 of these, so make sure that you're looking out for them on day one. When you see one, you need to be grabbing it for your friends if they need one as well. I did put a few extra items on this list that aren't really like your main priority, but you will need at some point, so it might be worth it for you to go ahead and collect them and kind of mark them off your list of items that are needed. The first one is going to be the smaller cans of Tashanka. So these are a little bit different than larger cans. You can craft these in your nutrition unit. So generally my goal is to try to get my nutrition unit up and running and then collecting the items that I need for these small cans of Tashanka. So you get those large cans of Tashanka, you can make them into small cans of Tashanka with a couple other ingredients as well. The other item is going to be the cigarettes. You're going to need all the brands except for the Apollos. So you're going to want to pick up the Marlboros, the Strikes, and the Wilston cigarettes. All 3 of these, you're going to need 5 of each. You can find these in the ration crates at the same time while you're farming the Emelyas, Iskras, and the large cans of Tashanka. So these shouldn't be too difficult. You're not going to have to go out of your way to find these. You should be finding these while you're searching for the other items, but you just want to make sure that you get 5 of each. Once you get 5 of each, either leave them or sell them. At that point, they're not really worth keeping. You can craft a few things out of them, but at that point, you don't really need them for a quest or anything like that. The final item are these 6L31 60-round AK mags. These are big. These I get stuck on every wipe for the ice cream cones task. It's a lot closer to the early game task than you think. Normally, the best way to find these are by killing raiders, by killing some of the scab guards, if I'm not mistaken. Have them on reserve. They're rough to find sometimes. You can find them on a lot of weapon boxes, a lot of weapon spawns and stuff like that. Generally, I have found mine by either killing raiders on like reserve early on in the wipe. I farm a lot of the weapon like attachment spawns and weapon boxes on reserve early on. That's just something I really enjoy doing. So I end up finding a lot there as well. So those are going to be your best options for the 6L31s. They're a little bit tougher than some of the other options. You can go to like one of the bunkers on woods, but I've had trouble finding them there. They're supposedly spawning there consistently. I have never found a single one in that room. Hopefully this video helped you decide on some items that you need to be prioritizing throughout your first few raids. If you found the video helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like the video. Comment down below which item you struggle finding the most, or if you think that there's a major item that needs to be prioritized more than these. Let me know down below what I missed so that I can pin that comment. Whatever I think, the most important one is that I see in the comments that I missed, I'm definitely going to pin that comment so that everyone else can take a look at it. If you'd like to keep up with our videos coming out, make sure that you're subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. We're going to be coming up with a ton of wipe help guides here pretty soon, before the wipe, after the wipe, all that kind of stuff. In addition to that, I will be streaming almost every moment of this wipe over on my Twitch channel. So if you're interested in watching somebody walk through the game, all that kind of stuff, go over to the Twitch channel, check it out. You can see us in squad play, solo play, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see somebody who's played a few wipes, you need some help with experience and stuff like that, take a look over there on the Twitch channel. In addition, I have tons of resources available in my Discord. So if you want to hop over in the Discord, we're going to have the link to that down below. Take a look at all the resources we have there. We have maps, we have the guide items that you need in terms of quests. We have bullet penetration values, all that kind of stuff available in the Discord. In addition, we have a lot of cool people in there who are willing to play with you if you're looking for a group. With all that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.